Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Enchanter from Infocom. Copyright 1980, I think it was 4. Very old game, but a classic that I have a lot of leftover fondness for. I mean, I remember being very frustrated by some of the puzzles when I was a kid, running around not knowing what to do, searching the same rooms over and over and over. Had to buy the Infocom, had to buy their Invisiclu's hint book for this one. Back in the day, man, games, it was almost assumed you were going to have to buy the hint book. And this wasn't just Infocom stuff either, like Starflight, another game I'm thinking that I might LP if people seem interested in these old DOS games from the ancient times. That was one where you're just not getting through that game without the hint book. I'm sorry. You'd have to devote a lot of time to figuring out everything in that game by yourself. So yeah, games like that back then, mostly the adventure games, but also some other game genres. Selling that book on the side was like a big deal. Brady Games did not invent that shit at all. Anyway, now that I used the word shit, which was completely unnecessary in a LP that's very much otherwise family friendly, let's move along. So we'll follow the Enchanter, or the adventure, up into the map room. This room is in the high tower, appears to be a map room with hundreds of ancient maps covering the walls. Excuse me. A huge globe made of gold sits on a pedestal in the center of the room. Through the tower windows can be seen a vast forest stretching out to the northeast and the sea covered in fog to the east and south. Stairs to the south lead to the bottom of the tower. Lying on the floor is a purple scroll. In one corner of the room is a badly worn pencil, inscribed with runes. Lying on the ground is an old parchment map. There's a bedraggled and weary adventurer standing here. He is carrying a sword and a brass lantern. He seems pleased to see you and freely smiles in your direction. The adventurer leaves the room through the simple wooden door, heading to the south. Let's try to follow him again, and see if we can get him to start following us some more. The adventurer asks for directions to Flood Control Dam number 3. Show adventurer egg. His eyes light up at the sight of the beautiful ornamental egg. The adventurer asks what you would be needing treasures for. He's starting to follow us again. The adventurer waves at you and asks, "Hello, sailor." Sorry. The adventurer waves at you and asks, "Hello, sailor. Strange, you've never ever even been to the sea." Blah, 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 blah. I totally screwed that up. But the "Hello, sailor" is like it's a gag from the Zork series. It's supposed to be the most foul and naughty thing you can possibly say. What could they be referring to? Well, I'll leave that to your imaginations. When I was a kid, I didn't understand it. The running joke about "Hello, sailor." It's pretty obvious now what "Hello, sailor" is referring to, and it would be a female saying that to sailors getting off shore leave, but that's enough detail. The adventurer begins eyeing possessions intently, and the adventurer is still following us as we get to the landing. He seems pleased. Okay, so yeah, I was curious why, when you get to the spiral staircase, that's also like a magical illusion trick thing. What happens if you get the adventurer here? I never really bothered to do this before, so let's see. The bedraggled adventurer is standing here. He's carrying a map, a purple scroll. Oh, he picked up all that shit from the map room. We need that. He seems pleased to see you and frequently smiles in your direction. He asks what we've been needing the treasures for. Here we go. The adventurer seems to have dropped out of existence. In a voice that seems to recede into the void, you hear his final word, "Restore!" You muse about how a mere adventurer might come to possess a spell of such power. So if you take him to the stairs, he falls to the infinity and tries to restore his game. I think that's awesome. Get all. Unfortunately, it appears that he took those possessions with us, so we just lost the game. Up. Get. The adventurer pulls out. Okay, now we're back in the map room for anyone who's just listening, because I restored the game. You go to that infinite staircase that goes up and down. He falls into a void. Which gives me a hint that when we get rid of that staircase, we will probably fall into a void. We might want to be prepared for that. So we get back to the map room by restoring the game. The adventurer pulls out his map, a convoluted collection of lines, arrows, and boxes, and checks it briefly. You're becoming quite thirsty. Get all. Adventurer, no spell would help with that. Pedestal, you can't be serious. Maps, most of the maps are murals painted on the walls. The others securely mounted. Purple scroll taken. Badly worn pencil taken. Map, your load is too heavy. The adventurer leaves the room through a simple wooden door, headed to the south. Drop dagger. A bedraggled adventurer walks into the room from the south, coming through the simple wooden door. The adventurer stoops over and picks up some objects and seems pleased by his discovery. Get map. The adventurer, not seeing any use in keeping the map anyway, hands it to you gladly. Oh, okay. So you actually can get the items back from him, as long as they're not things that he would be interested in. He probably picked up my dagger. That's fine. I'll drop the egg, too. If he comes back and finds that, good for him. But now we need to get to the room where we can sleep. While we're there, we will probably also want to eat, drink water, eat bread, learn blorb? Was that the spell that you... Drop book, blorb, book. Drop all, get in bed. We need to make sure we don't lose that scroll. The pencil and the map are essential, as well as all those scrolls. But we sleep uneventfully, dreamlessly, and awake refreshed because we've actually had all of the dreams, the hint dreams that exist. I thought there was one more about what we do in the translucent area, but maybe not. Get all. We got the bread, the scroll, the pencil, the map, the strong box, the jug. Okay, nothing has disappeared, so that's good. Once the adventurer is on the loose, leaving your items lying around means that he will pick them up if he wanders into that room. And I think if you just leave your items laying around, it is possible for them to be taken even when that adventurer isn't around. I'm not positive on that. So let's read purple scroll. The scroll reads, Fill free spell, create gratuitous fireworks. Nusto pill free. Spell quests around in your hands, looking for your spell book and not finding it fades reluctantly. Oh, open box. Get book then, damn it. Ugh. Nusto fill free. We're so used to going into solving a puzzle to get into a room which just has one scroll there. It's happened several times in this game. You go to the trouble of cutting open that box of the jeweled knife and it's just another scroll is in there. Or, you know, you deal with the puzzle of talking to the frogs and figuring out that you need to look under the lily pad. There's a scroll. You deal with the whole engine room with the hammers and the crazy spikes of death and stuff. Convoluted puzzle that involves casting two magical spells on the turtle. One so you can talk to it, one to speed it up. Then going through the whole commands tree to get it to go into that room, pick up what you need, and come back out. All that stuff. And ultimately what you get out of it is a scroll. In this case, we solved the puzzle of the big map, or to get into that map room, past the crazy demon door, and the spell scroll we get here, feel free, it's a joke. Not going to be used. Oh. Your spellbook begins to glow softly. Oh, I didn't even read what happens when you Nusto it. In a spectacular effort of magic, the powers of the Nusto spell attempt to copy the feel-free spell into your book, but the spell is too long, too complicated, and too powerful. The glow fades, but fortunately this purple scroll remains intact. Gratuitous fireworks. I thought you don't use that spell. I thought it was just a joke. Let's see what happens if you use it. Cast feel-free. As you cast the spell, the purple scroll vanishes. In a blinding burst of pyrotechnics, the air lights up with fireworks and dazzling explosions of multicolored fire, and sizzling sparks and a roiling smoke is written. Enchanter by Dave LeBling and Mark Blank. Copyright 1983 by Infocom Incorporated. After a while, the smoke dissipates and the lights dim. You remain slightly dazzled for a while, but fortunately this wears off. And no message from Belboz telling you that you shouldn't have done that. We're going to keep that scroll, but I believe that's a joke and we don't actually use it. Now we're in the translucent room. So we went to all that trouble. Sort of wandered around a bit. For anyone who's not watching the screen and was just listening, I typed a couple direction commands to get us from the tower where you sleep into the translucent room, because the translucent room is really the only area in the game we've done nothing with. Even the winding staircase, we've gone there and saw the adventurer plunge to his death. So let's think, though. We got this scroll, which doesn't seem to do anything useful. But what else was in that room? We got a worn pencil and a map. Let's look at the map. The map consists of a drawing with 9 points, each represented by a strange character with interconnecting thin pencil lines. Using your native alphabet, it looks just like this. Does that look familiar, folks? No, it doesn't. You know why it doesn't look familiar? Because I didn't bother to go around exploring in the translucent rooms. But this is, in fact, a diagram of the translucent rooms. We can, if you look at this map, this is the only section of the game where you really have to look at the screen, folks, if you're listening to this. But basically, we've got a little sort of ASCII text map where there's rooms with different letters on them. You see the letter P there? That's not a room that we were able to get to. If we just wandered around through here, we could have gotten to any of these other rooms. And as you can see, they're connected by lines. So, when's the last time I saved my game? Let's save our game. It looks like if we go south, then east, then northeast, then southeast, we'll be very close to where we need to be to get to room P. The previously inaccessible room, I'm thinking, might be important. South, east, northeast. And again, all these descriptions are saying this is a peculiar room whose cream-colored walls are thin and translucent. Passages go to the northwest, south. Well, they don't all say that, but whatever passages are available, it tells you. And they're very strange indeed, perfectly round and black as pitch. Now we go southeast. Now we can look at our map again. What would happen if on this magical map... Well, look at the pencil. It's got runes and shit on it. It's all magical. The point is nearly gone, and the attached eraser is negligible. Draw line F to P. That sentence isn't one I'd recognize. Right on map. You can't draw on it arbitrarily. Rather, the pencil seems to home in on various points on the map, daring you to draw a line between them. Draw a line between F and P. You can't draw on... Okay, sorry. A thin line now connects the two spots on the map, but the pencil point is very nearly gone. Suddenly, the wall to the southwest opens to form a perfectly round and black passage. An evil presence, born in a cold blast of air, seems to move beside you, weighing you down with emanations of malice and hatred. A cold fear covers you like fog. You feel that two powerful, evil forces are searching each other out. As they meet, the air lightens. Belboz appears before you. Something has disturbed the Enchanter. Krill himself knows this and will try to use it to his purposes. Already they may have joined together. You must not allow the terror to escape, or we are all doomed. He fades into the gloom. Okay. So it looks like in this little map maze here was where the Enchanter was imprisoned. The one that was mentioned in that legend. What do you know? It turns out the legend is relevant. Southwest, your feet are leaden with fear, and cold sweat runs down your back as you make your way to the door, but you make no progress. Your mind tells you you are running, but you aren't getting anywhere. Somewhere near, an evil presence lurks, probing your mind. It seems to be moving quickly. Look at the map. You can no longer sense evil presence nearby. Hey! Now there's a scroll emanating power. Let's get the scroll. You suddenly feel weak and your knees buckle. Just as you collapse to the ground, you find yourself in the presence of the circle. They seem tense and frightened and ask desperately about your recent doings. As you tell your tale of the map and pencil, they recoil in horror. The terror is released, cries one. Belboz sinks into his throne. We are doomed, he gasps. One by one, the wizards flee to prepare a hopeless defense. Your score is -10. Out of a possible 400 and 640 moves, this gives you the rank of menace to society. I guess we shouldn't have released the Enchanter. Again, if you get a powerful spell scroll, Belboz and the Circle take it away. They send you to the castle where the Enchanter has been imprisoned, but they don't tell you about it. How in the world do they expect you to do anything? So let's look at this map, folks. The demon is in P. They describe the fact that the pencil tip is almost gone. And basically, I believe if it moves from P to B, the game is over. The pencil tip is almost gone, and the eraser is almost gone. There is an eraser, though. So the puzzle is basically, we've got to find a way to lure it out of there, then find a way to get in there ourselves, and cut it off from getting out without cutting ourselves off. And this is definitely a place where you want to save the game. So, if you're looking at it, it seems like the logical thing to do, the farthest away we're going to get it from B, is if we draw a line connecting P and F. We give it a turn to move from P to F, or it might do that immediately. Then we would need to probably, well, I don't know how many goes we get with the pencil or the eraser. Because we could get it from P to F, and then connect H to P, so we can go in the other way. But we need to quickly cut off M to V, and either H to P or P to F. The thing is that I really don't know exactly how fast it moves, so it might take more than one try. But let's draw line connecting, and it would be really handy actually for me to have this, because if I waste turns looking at the map, we'll be thoroughly screwed. But if we draw P to F, then H to P, then erase M to V, then erase P to F, we're probably good. Here's some comments I was going to make to Bobo the Vulture, and I put them in Notepad because YouTube was timing out, and then when my internet picked up later, I actually made the comments. So let's draw a line. Why aren't I showing you what I'm doing here? I'll just, I can't really cut and paste these in, though. Yeah, I can't cut and paste, so why am I... Never mind. Draw P to F, draw H to P, erase M to V, erase P to F. And if you see that, if it moves the way that I think it will, and it doesn't move too fast, or it doesn't wait and not move from P to F when we draw the line from H to P, what'll happen is it'll go up into that K, J, V, F corridor there, and it'll get trapped in there. So it'll have more room to move around than it used to have, but it still won't be able to get out of the translucent maze. So let's try it. This puzzle, I believe, I would have been able to figure out as a kid, but I never got a chance to figure it out without getting the Invisible Clues hint book because I wasn't able to figure out the puzzle on how to get through that door with the tentacles on my own. And I need to actually select DOSBox. You use the word connecting in a way that I don't understand. Draw a line connecting P and F. What was the format I used before that it liked? Draw a line P to F. Connect P to F. A thin line now connects the two spots on the map, but the pencil point is very nearly gone. You feel the two powerful evil forces are searching each other out. As they meet, the air lightens. Bellboz appears before you. Something is disturbed the Enchanter. Blah 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 blah. Draw H to P. Connect H to P. Then now, a thin line now connects the two spots on the map, but the pencil point is gone. Yeah, you only get two moves creating a path, and probably only get 2 moves erasing a path. So I don't think there's any other way to do this. Or very slight variations might work. Erase M to V. Oh no. erase line M to V, erase connection M to V. I know what I have to do. Erase line. What do you want to erase from? Map. You can't erase that. Erase. It's M to V, isn't it? V to M? There were too many nouns in that sentence. Well, here's a noun for you. That's not a noun. Erase. Rub out. M to V. Erase. What do you want to erase from? What do you want to connect? Erase line, what do you want to erase from? Erase line M to V. Erase line connecting M to V. Oh, look at the map again. And recognize that this will probably... Use prepositions to indicate objects precisely what you want to do. Look at the object, look inside the object, look up my butt. It's M and V. Yeah, I mean, I just lost because I used turns looking at the map, but now I can't figure out how to erase the lines, which is going to be a problem. M to V and P to F. Restore. Connect P to F. Erase P to F. No. Better figure out the format before we go any further. I'm going to spend the whole video just trying to figure this out. Erase line. What do you want to erase from? Existence. I don't know the word existence. Erase map. Line. You can't erase that. Erase map M to V. Erase M to V. Erase M and V. Erase line map. Look at eraser. That's very old, and finally the point is nearly gone. The attached eraser is negligible, but it's still there. I know you can do this. Oh wow, this is irritating. Look at the map because I just realized that my my text file's got a little messed up in it there. I could erase R to M, connect P to M, then erase M to H. Erase R to M, erase R line M. I seriously don't know what to do here. I'm blown away. I had no premonition that this would be anywhere near this difficult. Enchanter, erase line. Hope nothing too embarrassing popped up on my screen now, but I'm having to do a Google search. This is ridiculous. Maybe I'll do it on my work computer. That might go faster. This doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. It's not even Google, it's Bing. Frickin' Bing. Haven't really figured out how to get the Google bar to appear. I'm sure it's incredibly simple. I just haven't bothered with it. So I've got that stupid Bing bar instead. Wow. Okay, folks. Remember what I was saying about how this would be the last video? Well, jeez, I did not expect this. Did not expect anywhere near this much difficulty. Enchanter walkthrough. Enchanter part 1. Line by line explanation of the book. Erase line between. Maybe that's the key. Erase line between R and M. The line between the two spots is erased, leaving the eraser barely usable. Draw line M to P. Draw line. See, this is BS. I mean, you have to get the exact right sentence structure that it wants, or you're screwed. Draw line connecting M to P. Draw line connecting M and P. Oh, come on. I know I was able to do that before. Restore. Seriously, this is insane. Draw line P to F. Draw line connect P to F. Draw connecting P to F. Draw line between P and F. Now it's going to work. A thin line now connects the two spots on the map, but the pencil point is very nearly gone. You feel the two powerful forces, blah 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 blah. Draw line between H and P. Erase line between M and V. Erase line between P and F. The line between the 2 points is erased, leaving the eraser not fit for use. From somewhere nearby, an evil, unseen force probes you, and you are gripped by a sickening feeling. Look at map. If it went northeast when that became available, it has been trapped. If it didn't, we are screwed. Let's go south, southeast, east. There's a scroll emanating power here. Get scroll. West, northwest, north. You hear a horrible anguish scream through the walls of the cavern as the terror realizes that it is trapped and its scroll of power stolen. Yay! We actually won. Well, we beat the frickin' translucent room puzzle, where the most difficult part of the puzzle is figuring out how they want you to type stuff. Let's read the scroll of power. Read power, damn it. Read inventory. We've got a powerful scroll. So they don't have power, it's just powerful. Drop the map and the pencil. We won't need them anymore. Read powerful. The scroll reads, Guncho spell. Banish the victim to another plane of existence. The spell seems very long and extremely complicated. This one, folks, this is the spell we need to use on Krill, the guy who feeds fish. I'm going to write down some spell names here so that I don't have to read the spell book during the final battle and waste the turns. If I ended the video now, I think it would be slightly on the short side, but we're very close to the end, and I'm annoyed at how long all that crap took with the maze, so I think I'm just going to knock it all out in this video. And it'll be a little on the long side. Sorry, folks. Guncho beat Krill. Okay, so let's read the purple. That's fill free, which is the fireworks. Fill free is fireworks. And then brittle. That's Colcad, which dispels magic. Oh. Okay. Let's go up. Let's go west. No, up again. Go west. Let's go up. Just for funsies. Let's get in bed. Let's sleep. You dream of being pursued through a dark cavern. Something is behind you, something horrible that you can't turn to face. It gets closer and closer, and you can feel its hot breath on your neck. You awaken. That one is not useful, I don't believe. Get up. We've still got the powerful scroll, the purple scroll, the brittle scroll, the bread, the jug, and the spellbooks. We didn't lose anything. Let's eat some bread. There's not much left. That tasted great. There's not much left. Let's drink some water. This water tasted great, and there's some left. Let's go down. Let's go east. Let's go east. Let's go east. Let's go north. Let's go north. Let's save our game at the banquet hall. We've slept. We've eaten. We've had some water. We should not die of thirst or hunger. Something I never showed you, but believe me, it's irritating. Let's go north to the junction. Let's go east to the landing. Let's go east to the winding stair. We saved our game, right? Let's learn Kolkad. You haven't written that spell into your booklet until you... Okay, you don't learn that one. You just cast it. Kolkad Stair. As you cast the spell, the brittle scroll vanishes. The stairway begins to dissolve before your eyes, leaving a circular area with exits east and west, but remarkable mainly for its absence of a floor. Indeed, you find yourself standing in midair above a deep pit with the sort of comical look which is found mainly among duped cartoon characters. Frantically, you grab for the solid banister, dropping your heavier possessions in your desire to save yourself, but the banister shifts and dissolves as well, leaving you grasping what appears to be an ornate scroll. You plummet downward deeper into the pit, but the bottom is still not visible. Far ahead of you fall your former possessions. Inventory, you've got just the scrolls. You don't get to keep your spellbook. And this is another BS puzzle, because if you didn't save your game and you didn't know this is going to happen, you're screwed. You have to drop your spellbook before you come in here. And the ornate scroll is Izyuk's spell, Fly Like a Bird. Wait a couple turns and you die. Plummet downward deeper into the pit, but the bottom is still invisible. Far ahead, you plummet deeper and deeper into the pit. Oddly enough, you never seem to hit bottom. After many years, only tattered remnants of you remain, still falling. And they can't save you from that, apparently, the Circle of Enchanters. So let's go. Let's drop the book. Let's go east. It is pitch black and there's evil in the darkness. Damn it. Get book. Learn Frot's self. Now I will glow. I am glowing in the radioactive power, folks. Drop the book. Head east. Winding stair. Kolkad Stairs. Look ornate. Read ornate. It's the Izyuk spell. Izyuk self. As you cast the spell, the ornate scroll vanishes. Your descent slows, and you are floating serenely in midair. The tower surrounds you with wide-cut openings east and west. You could probably fly in either direction if you wished. West. Effortlessly, you float westward and settle to the ground. There's a spellbook here, providing light. Get book. East. There is no floor there, and the pit beneath you is of great, if not infinite, depth. You fall forever. Okay, so you can't just leave your spellbook. Either that, or you can't use any of the spells in the book, or you'd have to learn them before... I'm almost positive that you could use, against the various terrors that are thrown at you... I don't know. How do you hold on to your book? I was pretty sure that I remembered, well, this is one where you need to know what's coming before you can actually make good use of it. I remember that you're going to need the Gondar spell, which we've never used yet. Learn Gondar. But you've got time. I'm reading over these and trying to figure out what we can do. Yeah, I'm really getting kind of stuck here. I'm trying to remember how you get past this. You've got to get that scroll, the ornate scroll. You cast that spell so that you can fly. And then you fly over into the next room. But I didn't realize that it wears off as soon as you head back west. What else can we drop? Let's drop the bread. Drop jug. Grip book tightly. East. Colcad stairs. Alright. Read ornate. Is yuck. Self. The tower surrounds you with wide cut openings to the east and west. You could probably fly in either direction if you wished. Fly to book. Down. It wears off after a certain number of turns. Maybe we can drop the book. Drop. Bread. Drop. Jug. Drop. Book. East. West. Get book. Learn. Fraughts. Fraughts. Purple. Drop book. Maybe if we don't waste any turns, we can fly back, get the book, and fly some more. East. Colcad stairs. This game is really picky. Is yuck self. West. Settle to the ground. Get book. Fly east. Where's the word E in a way I don't understand? Fly east. Fly. What do you want to fly? Self. You should supply a direction. Oh, this is killing me. I'm stuck. I don't remember how I did this. It's like the last thing. I remember exactly what to do once we get past here, but I don't remember what to do with this. If we go east, we just fall and we die. Northeast. Save. I'm pretty sure that you don't just have to learn all the spells before you go, because I don't think you can remember them long enough. But let's try. I know you need to learn Gondar. I think you can learn. Well, let's just leave it at Gondar for right now. Drop book. East. Colcad stairs. Oh no, something along... Okay, you get the same message as normal, except it says, oh no, something slithered alongside you and feasted on your person. So, apparently you can't hang out in the dark for very long. Good grief. Learn Fraughts self. Learn. Read book. Learn. I better write down the spell for fire. Gondar. Though I was pretty sure I remembered you could get the book into the next confrontation. I thought you could. Learn Gondar. East. Colcad stairs. Is yuck self. East. Effortlessly, you float eastward and settle to the ground. As you enter, you realize that this is Krill's secret chamber, protected by powerful illusions now broken by your skills. Before you stands Krill, feeding various sea life. Engaged in the casting of some complex and horrific magic, Krill turns to face you, surprised and annoyed by your intrusion. You have seen him before. Cloaked in black, he sacrificed you at the altar before his horde. Oh, that was you, jerk. His yellow eyes glisten, and he breathes deeply. In a voice as deep as the great caverns of the earth, he speaks. Fool, parlor magician, you dare to defile my chamber with your worm-like presence. Pardon me, folks, I would have a drink. Yeah. I shall not waste words with you. Goodbye, spellmonger. Krill snaps his fingers loudly, and a giant dragon appears, breathing gouts of flame. He moves ever closer, red eyes bulging with malice. Warlock's Tower. A dragon, spouting flames, approaches. The Warlock Krill, robed in black, stands before you in eager anticipation of your death. Gondar Self. Although you complete the spell, nothing seems to have happened. Krill looks at you and spits. You were fortunate, wizard worm, to have survived our last encounter, but your trivial spells of protection will not save you now. The dragon engulfs you in flames. As you perish, you can hear Krill's mocking laughter. Was I supposed to Gondar the dragon? God damn it. This video is gonna be like double length. Quench an open flame. Yeah, I was supposed to Gondar the dragon. Learn. Frotz. Self. Learn. Gondar. East. Kolkad. Stairs. Izyuk. Self. East. I'm evil. I am Krill, and you are at my place. And now the dragon is here, and I'm going to Gondar Dragon. The Warlock Krill, robed in black, stands before you in eager anticipation of your death. The dragon's flame is doused in a torrent of water as you cast the Gondar spell. He disappears with a tortuous scream. Krill seems to be somewhat amused. I can't figure out why he didn't just try again, but okay. A fine spell, wizard worm, but your luck has ended. With another snap of his fingers, he summons a being whose essence is evil. It has a shape which is masked by its blackness and exudes a foul, fetid odor. In its hand is a large battle axe. At a signal from Krill, it advances. This is the point at which you can use a lot of different spells to beat it. You can use the spell that does like turns them into newts, which I never really showed you except on the adventure once. You can use a spell that turns it into your friend. I'm going to try cast Fillfire or Fillfree. After a while, the smoke dissipates. Okay, so we got the blinding bursts of pyrotechnics. Here lights up with fireworks and dazzling explosions of multicolored fire. The sizzling sparks of boiling smokes is written. Enchanter by Dave Lebling and Mark Blanc. Copyright 1983 by Infocom Inc. After a while, the smoke dissipates and light dim. You remain slightly dazzled for a while, but fortunately this wears off. Krill looks your way and spits. You were fortunate, wizard worm, to have survived. And you get killed. The monster hits you with his battle axe. You fall dead as the laughter of Krill reaches a crescendo. Restore. Maybe we have time to memorize 2 spells. Learn Frotz. Self. Read book. Learn Gondar. And then we're also going to do the one that will change a creature, make a hostile creature a spell as a Baxum. So learn Gondar, learn Baxum. We can use both at once apparently. Kolkad. Stairs. Izyuk. Self. East. Now we got Krill again, like, oh, I'm still here. Ruffle. I'm a necromancer, though so is the guy who hired you to come after me, so whatever. We are going to Gondar Dragon. Fine spell, wizard worm, but your luck has ended. With another snap of his fingers, he summons a being whose essence is evil. Oh no, must have summoned Daeshi Tayama. It has a shape which is masked by its blackness and exudes a foul, fetid odor. In its hand is a large battle axe. A signal from Krill advances as he says, I've summoned a monster to destroy you. Come along, Bobo. Okay, so let's Vaxum. Shape. The monster hesitates, stops, smiles, and disappears. Krill seems to be losing patience. I am through playing games, Carnival Clown. You should return to your circle, but I am afraid that all the little pieces will prove hard to reassemble. He laughs hideously and starts a guttural chant which shakes the very tower. Save. Vaxum Krill. You don't have the Vexum's well committed to memory. Krill finishes his spell, and his harsh laughter is all that remains. You are in a void without sight, sound, or sensation. You scream at the top of your lungs, but nothing happens. You break into a cold sweat as you ponder the infinite, beyond all hope, help, and hope. This get 350 out of 400. This puts us in the class of candidate for membership in the Circle of Enchanters. Not too bad. But I think we know what the real answer is, and I'm quite happy to be here because I was really frustrated by the way this video has gone. It's gone way long for one thing. We got the spell of Guncho, which casts someone into another dimension. So let's Guncho Krill. That's the spell that we got. I mean, it was the spell whose power lured the evil being into the maze where it was trapped by the wizards and all this stuff. It's got to be good for something, right? Let's Guncho Krill instead of Grouchoing him. Krill recoils as he hears the first words of the Guncho spell. For a few seconds he continues with the spell he was casting, trying to finish before you. He fumbles some syllables. Fumble! The ball's bouncing along the 5-yard line. It's been scooped up for a touchdown! Sorry. Then he steps back and, with his hands outstretched before you, lets out a blood-curdling scream. No! Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't decide until just now that Krill was, you know who. His face twisted and his body vibrating with the effort of resisting the enchantment, he utters a spell of power and is gone. After a quiet moment, a rumble begins deep in the earth. It strengthens as the tower starts to sway. The floor gives way beneath you, and you tumble down towards the sea. Then you are surrounded by a burst of light. You realize that you are with the Circle. The eldest of the Circle, Belboz, rises and speaks. The evil of Krill is ended this day. From beyond hope you have proved yourself, pardon me, I misread my script. You have proved yourself great and worthy. Our hearts are gladdened at your return. A chair appears at his right hand, and he motions for you to sit beside him. He smiles warmly. Join with us, he says, and tell us of your quest. Well, I was able to beat Krill, mostly because I didn't rely on you guys helping me, and I didn't let you know that I had all these powerful spells you wouldn't have let me have because you're a bunch of jerks. Here ends the first chapter of the Enchanter saga, in which, by virtue of your skills, you have joined the Circle of Enchanters. Further adventures await you as the Enchanter series continues. Your score is 400 out of a possible 400 in 720 moves. This puts you in the class of member of the Circle of Enchanters. Would you like to restart this game at the beginning? No. Really, there's no point in doing that. We just won. So, I hope that was fun. I'm sorry this last video turned out to be so long. Almost twice as long as it should have been. Maybe we're like 45 minutes. 1.5. It's like a bonus video. It's like 50% extra video. But, it's over now. So, we're going to call it a video here. That was that. I hope you had fun. The next game in the Enchanter series, there are 3 Enchanter games. There is Enchanter. There is Sorcerer, which is reputed to be more difficult. At least Infocom, actually sold their games with a difficulty. On the packaging, it would tell you how difficult it was supposed to be. Enchanter was supposed to be beginner difficulty, even though I think the spell with the puzzle that involved getting the adventurer to help you go through that door, to me, was pretty tricky. And the puzzle, anything that involved getting an NPC to interact with you, is kind of tough for me. As a kid, I never figured out the one where you have to lose your light source and move through the hallway with the paintings, but the dream does give you a clue, so that's reasonable. But the ones with the turtle and the adventurer, where you have to use them, were for me kind of tricky. Nothing else in the game is really that hard, except that, well, obviously, getting the game to understand your grammatical inputs, having to figure out exactly what format in which to, that you need to draw lines and erase lines on that map to make the paths change. But getting the game to figure out what you want can be very irritating. But the big one for me was at the end there. You need to, like, if you save your game like every turn or so, like if you're somebody who likes to save your game frequently, you can get screwed because you've got to get into Krill and find out what threats he's going to throw at you one at a time so that you can learn the proper spells ahead of time. Unless somebody else knows of a better way to do it, where you can get your spellbook in with you to the final encounter. You need to know that you're going to be attacked by a fire-breathing dragon, and then you need to know to use either Cleash or Vaxum on the shape. And I thought it would be fun if Filfree worked against the shape. It got distracted or something, the firework spell, but of course it doesn't. So I think you could use Guncho against the shape to don't remember what happens if you try to do that. I think you either use it successfully and then have nothing to use against Krill, or it kills you before you can cast the spell because it's too complicated. Or I don't remember. I'm not going to go back through this to see that. But yeah, this was supposed to be beginner difficulty. If you are interested, I can play the next game in the series, Sorcerer, in which you play as the same character. Although, really, how much of a character do you have in this game? You're just kind of a cipher. Scyther, I should say, or Cypher. Yeah, you're like the rival of Squall, who used to go out with Renoa. No, you're just kind of you're not really much of a character, but your adventures will continue in Sorcerer, which is, I've been told by people that's really not any more difficult. It's just, but it was supposed to be medium difficulty, and then the third game of the series, which was called Spellbreaker, is advanced. For years, I was trying to find Spellbreaker, like a DOS version that I could play, and for a long time I couldn't find it because I kept remembering the name of the game as being Spellbinder, aka Kalijah, but it's not Spellbinder, it's actually called Spellbreaker. It's not Ballbreaker or Ballbuster like the music from the Warriors, it's called Spellbreaker. So if you guys are interested, I could do Sorcerer. That would be significantly longer LP if I decide to play it fair and square, because that game I don't remember very much about, which means that we would actually, you and I, general viewer, you guys commenting on my videos, and maybe me doing like I try to do with Maniac Mansion, where I record them and then upload it, and I wouldn't record 2 videos at a shot. We might be able to do something there. That would be much easier if I was back in Conus and could upload myself, though. But, so if I did Sorcerer, I would probably end up recording several videos at a shot and maybe using hints when I get stuck. I don't know. You guys tell me. I won't start recording Sorcerer until this has gone up and people have seen it and commented. And, of course, if you wanted, I could play a different Infocom text game, like Planetfall, or not really thinking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for whatever reason. I think if there's any Infocom text adventure that's been LP'd, that's probably it, although I didn't look. But I could do Hitchhikers. It's a fun game to play around with and read through, but it's really, it's insoluble. It's one of those ones that you cannot possibly figure this thing out without the hint book, because it's just Douglas Adams being goofy. There's no effort for the puzzles to make sense and be something that you would actually, think to do. But yeah, I could play the sequel to this. I could play a different Infocom game, or I could get you guys to write feedback and saying, JG, this was pretty awful, and we'd much rather you did something else that we would enjoy more. And I'm still thinking about doing Starflight eventually, which is like a completely different type of DOS game, but it's another like really old early DOS game that would be fun. I could even do a broader Bun's Ancient Art of War. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I could do. But give me your comments, your feedback. Always love to hear from you guys. Hope you enjoyed our battle with the evil warlock Krill. Ruffle, 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 Krill, you have been sent to some hellish void. Possibly in the Carolinas, I don't know. Anyway, this has been Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys for watching, and whatever I do next, I hope you'll hang around and check it out. So, bye-bye for now.